Welcome to Stuff's Cup Wrap on the fourth day of racing in the America's Cup match, the most dramatic day in which Team New Zealand has broken that win one, lose one pattern and gone 5-3 up over Luna Rossa after probably the most dramatic race we've seen for some cups, when both teams at one point fell off the foils. In the second race, a huge lead was built by Luna Rossa, who then suffered the same fate. Duncan, really an extraordinary race.
It was an extraordinary race and an extraordinary day, Todd. Team New Zealand got off to a flyer, lost the start in the first race, but finally managed to overtake, and that was telling. I really thought they looked impressive in that first race, although again it was a case of mistakes. There was no doubt that Luna Rossa had the wrong jib up and paid the price for that. But the sheer speed of Te Raihatai in that wind was incredible, and it really looked as though a double day was on the cards, but who could have really sensed what was going to play out there? Another lost start, fell behind just when they managed to catch up and jibe right on the stern of Luna Rossa. Team New Zealand fall off their foils. Everyone around the race village, and I imagine around the world, felt that was it. We were going to be 1-1 again. But as you know, it ain't over till it's over in this game, Todd.
Yeah, it was an extraordinary in that second race. Team New Zealand went basically to try and cut to the right of Luna Rossa and momentarily grabbed the lead, but sailed through a shadow and into a soft spot off the foils and then looked absolutely done. They just couldn't get going again, and then it flipped the other way. The interesting thing is, so what do we take from today? Because you could say the first race is particularly down to the choice of a jib. You could say the second race, the luck went both ways. But are we seeing a Team New Zealand, do you think, that is emerging as the lighter on its feet?
I think so, and probably the quicker in mind in that afterguard, really, particularly in those tense situations. They held their cool there because even though Luna Rossa was struggling, they bounced off the course for a couple of penalties. That was always a possibility for Team New Zealand to repeat that. The top end of the course became so soft that it was critical, and that actually became the end of the course where the race was finishing. Director Ian Murray took a leg off it just to make sure they could finish that race in time, and Team New Zealand held their nerve magnificent, really. So I think they'll take a lot out of that. Let's not forget, they didn't just win 2 races today, they've now won 3 on a trot. So they've got themselves within 2 races of holding on to this America's Cup, and that suddenly sounds a lot easier than what's in front of Luna Rossa. They've got to win 4 races from here, Todd, and that's a huge task in the sense of what's been happening in the match so far.
Yeah, I mean, it possibly is a turning point. Up until now, we've always had all those cliches about one race at a time, you know, we're learning as we go, but it was interesting after the second race, Blair Tuke saying that they had wanted to try and do the double today because they felt that they were coming to grips better with the whole racing scenarios and what they can do with the boat. So they're probably trying to portray that they are on a bit of a roll. Can they do it again tomorrow, do you think?
Well, that's going to be the question. You know Jimmy Spittle lives for these moments, and he will realise that he won both those starts today. And if he had managed things a bit better, with a bit better match racing, it could have been different. So I don't think it's over yet, but it is definitely a telling day. When it comes looking into Tuesday, there's talk perhaps the wind mightn't be up to much at all. So there's a bit to play out here yet. There's definitely wind the back end of the week, and I think we're starting to see that the Team New Zealand boat really does like the wind.
So Tuesday could be the deciding day in this 36th America's Cup if Team New Zealand can again take 2 wins in the day. Jimmy Spittle, Luna Rossa are going to have to throw the kitchen sink at them. We'll see how that plays out on the next Stuff Cup Wrap.